5 tips to perfect tags. Hi, it's Pam from Ben McFuzzyLugs, and if you're wanting to boost your Etsy shop with tips on search engine optimization and apps and all sorts of things, then please hit subscribe and give us a like if you like this. So every Monday I do tips like this for helping out small Etsy crafters. Tips about search engine optimization, your tags, your titles, what apps and gadgets to use, and just general musings and ramblings from me. And every Thursday I do needle felting tutorials, so check back, and if you check out my playlists as well to get a look at some of my older videos. So 5 tips to help out your tags on Etsy. Step number 1, you've got to think like a buyer. To know what's going to be your best tags, you've got to think, if you wanted to buy something like this, how would you search for it? And thinking like a buyer means not thinking of the process of how you made it or something, but if you're looking for something in a shop, what would this be called? For example, my needle felted sculptures, I spent forever optimizing for the term needle felted sculptures, needle felted dogs, which is all fantastic, and I'm doing really well on that search. I rank really well for that. But in actuality, if someone's looking for something, an item like mine, they probably wouldn't even know what needle felting is. It's not relevant to them. What they want is a personalised dog sculpture, a customised dog sculpture, a sculpture of a border collie. So you see, these are all things that a person might be looking for rather than the actual process of what it's made. So think specifically if you were going shopping for a certain thing. So be as specific as you can in the terms that someone will be looking for. So if you make cards, then something like a 50th birthday card, a special occasion card, a diamond wedding card, anything like this is more important than talking about the type of dies you've used in the card or the machine you've used to cut it out, because buyers won't understand what this is in general. That's a crafter's term, so think like a buyer, not like a crafter. Tip 2, use 2 to 3 words in your tags. Try and not focus on just a single word. Again, this is thinking like a buyer as well. This goes into the first one. If you sell bookmarks, just the term bookmark is so vague. You're up against millions and millions of people who sell bookmarks. But if someone's looking for an actual bookmark, they may be looking for something a bit more specific. They want a geeky bookmark, a pet lover's bookmark, a Darth Vader bookmark. They want something specific. So if you think of more specific terms, then what will happen if someone just searches for the word bookmark, then out of all the millions that turn up, they might have something specific in mind, and the chances of their specific thing that they're looking for being something like what you make is pretty low. But if someone searches for a Darth Vader bookmark and you make Darth Vader bookmarks, maybe not so many people will search for those specific words, but the people that do are far more likely to want your item, and also there's less competition as well. So if someone searches for those specific terms, your specific bookmark will show up. They're more likely to be interested in it, and you're more likely to be on the front page. So using more specific terms for your item is more likely to match you with the buyer that's looking for exactly what you make. Step 3, use websites like Etsy Rank or Etsy itself to give you an idea of the kind of competition you've got. These places, you can type in the tags that you are planning to use, and it gives you an idea of the number of people that are using these tags. On Etsy itself, it will tell you the number of searches it finds with those number of tags, and on Etsy Rank it gives you an idea as well whether this is going to be high competition, medium or low competition. Also on Etsy Rank, what is good is it can give you ideas of other tags that people have used that tag as well, so you can see if there's anything else that's relevant as well, because you've got quite a lot of tags that you can use. On Etsy as well, you can do this when you're checking out the competition. Type in the tag that you want to use, look at everything that comes up, and click on some of the other items and see what other tags have they used and is that relevant to your item. Again, when I was just focusing on needle felted dog, I went onto Etsy Rank, and when I looked at needle felted dog, what also came up was personalised dog, and that's a tag I never thought of. And so I gave it a try with one of my items, and for that was a couple of years ago over Christmas, and that was my number one item for that whole time. It's dipped a bit now. This is the funny thing, keep looking at tags. Here's a free tip that I haven't given a number to. Keep looking at tags, because over time people search with different words for the same thing. Things have popularity. Tip number 4, don't aim too high, especially when you're just starting out. So you've had a look for some ideas of tags and things, you've had a look at some, and you know what the competition are for these words. Don't go straight in with all the highest ranking things against millions of people. Like when we're talking about the bookmark, there's going to be loads of bookmarks, so don't even bother with the tag bookmark. That single word tag, it's just going to be far too competitive. I won't lie, sometimes if you can work really hard and manage to get that to the front page, you might be able to do quite well. But it's really hard work to do that. I have a bookmark that I can get to the front page when I really work my backside off, and it does well when it's on the front page, but it's an awful lot of work. But if without any work at all, that bookmark, which is a cat bookmark, I can rank on page number 1 for the cat bookmark, no trouble at all, and I do better. There's less people search for cat bookmark, but when they do, they see my cat bookmark. So it's a much smaller search, but if I aim low, then I can always hit there. So look at your medium to low competition terms and try and focus on them first. Once you get some momentum in your shop and you understand what's going on, you can maybe aim for some of the higher ranking tags, but initially aim low, aim for something simple. Aim for the more broad terms, like we said. And tip 5, really look at different terms that you hadn't thought of. As I said before, personalised dog instead of needle felted dog, customised dog. Look at all these different terms. Click into other people's shops and look at the different tags they use. Go into a thesaurus, search online for just different words for customised, personalised, different words that people use for the same thing, basically. A cat could be a kitten. Just completely think outside the box. Also, ask friends and family, show them your item and ask them what they would call it. And it's really great to use friends and family as market research for things like this, especially if they're not crafters, because we can kind of have our head in our own wee bubble, knowing how things are made and talking about the craftery terms, but we want the general public to be buying from us. We want the people who don't know what this magic machine is or what the process is. They just want an item that looks a bit like what you're making. So from my point of view, most of the people that buy from me don't know what needle felting is, and that's fantastic. So the tag needle felting is fairly unimportant, really. So I have to think outside the box with different terms. So taking all the tips into account, I was able to look at some completely different ways to push my items, for people who don't think like a crafter. So rather than a needle felted dog or a customised needle felted dog, these were things that I'd been really focusing on. I got way more specific with it and used terms like a personalised Havanese dog, something I had never even thought of, but I made one. And then when I put up that listing, yes, it's a far less popular term, but people who are looking for that's very specific, and when they look and they see my item, then it holds up well and it sells much better. Exactly the same, rather than bookmark, people who are looking for a cat bookmark or even a personalised cat bookmark, these are more likely, if someone searches for it, they're far more likely to want your item. So think like a buyer, use more than one word, use your websites to find out what the competition is. Don't aim too high, aim for the lower levels of competition, and look for different terms than what you would think of. Okay, so I hope all this helps. If it did, give me a wee thumbs up, subscribe, and come back next Monday. Thank you.